Wagwan, and welcome to another week and another episode of The Importance of Independence with myself, who's not actually myself, Jack Flynn.
And me brother from me another mother, Nath Dalton.
And in this week's episode, it's going to be a repeat of, I guess, the other two episodes. It's going to...
Same format, same bits and bobs, but with a bit of an extra ending. Bit more on the ending this time.
Yeah.
Food for Thought is our new segment. But
yeah.
we'll get to that and ting in a minute, yeah? So what have you been up to?
Nothing, mate, actually. I've been working a hell of a lot. Trying to reach out to these guys on Facebook and wherever else we're plugging this shit.
Nice.
What about yourself? Going on holiday this week, aren't you?
Yeah, going on holiday next week, so I've just been trying to wrap up all our promo and stuff like that for a while I'm away. Because, generally it's me and you who do most of the on hollow ground shit on the page, so when I'm away, I'm just trying to get everything all planned ahead of time. We've got a music video ready to come out. I've been talking to some magazine deal. Got a photo shoot organised. So, yeah, some decent, exciting things, interesting things coming up on that front anyway. But moving on to segment 2, which is Song Ting.
So this song goes out to a bunch of our buddies who've recently just announced 2 absolutely massive shows.
Absolutely incredible shows.
Yeah, well done, boys. Proud of you both, all of you. Both shows are going to be massive for you. So we've got the Download show, Thursday the 7th of June at Donington Park.
Yep, and then we've got one in Austria. Well, not we, they have. One in Austria with bands such as Bury Tomorrow's, Attillans, and a whole bunch of bands that just inspire you to want to, stop playing music because they're fucking too big. But if you haven't guessed who we're talking about at the minute, we're talking about Cabin Boy Jumped Ship, Chris Benoit's jockstrap, as I once saw in a review.
Chris Benoit's jockstrap?
Someone once did a review of them and called them Chris Benoit's jockstrap, and ever since it's just been something that I've always said to him. So,
fair enough. So we're not going to go new school, are we? We're going to go for your favourite Cabin Boy song.
This is one that's... we've played with him quite a lot now, haven't we? We've toured with him, done shit all over the country, played one-off shows, played hometown shows, and then, the smallest intimate shows you could think of. And this one is just a track that, I've just always loved, and any time they play it...
Just partying it.
Yeah, exactly. I always find myself singing along. I always find myself just really, waiting for this track.
Yeah. So although the new stuff's banging, this is the New World Order.
We don't, and it's all a lie. The
So that was the Cabin Boy Jumped Ship lads with New World Order, The Devil Dances and Empty Pockets. Now, last week and a week before that, we had a go at reviewing songs, and we've listened back a little bit, and we've decided that we're actually fucking absolute gash at it, and we haven't got enough in his heads to think about what we're going to say about these tracks.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we do best and just listen to them and play them.
Yeah.
Without ruining the songs with our shite analogy of them.
Yeah, exactly. Because at the end of the day, if we've picked them out, we obviously like them, and that's why they're there. So there's no point in us rambling on for 2 minutes saying, oh, I like how it goes from verse to chorus.
And guitar's been atmospheric.
Oh, it's really atmospheric. And, like, the dynamics of the song, it's just, like, sonically, it's so amazing.
Yeah, we're not going to do that
fuck
shit anymore.
off, you're talking shit, and we know it.
So you guys can just have a song or two every week, and then we'll save you the expensive or bullshit.
Exactly. Because that's one thing we don't want to do on the importance of independence. We don't want to bullshit you folks.
Well,
we do.
For 30 minutes straight.
It's all bullshit, isn't it?
Tumbleweed. Alright, and so let's talk about what people have passed comment on they've enjoyed. We've had people saying they like our tour stories and whatever else, so I was going to ask you for another one if you got one.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about this one for the past week, and I thought I'd mention the time when we had to go to A&E at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I think we were in Nottingham, I believe. So the Bear, wherever the Bear is, either Northampton or Nottingham. I think it's Nottingham.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
Northampton.
Is it Northampton?
Sure
it is Northampton, because that's where Louise is about. Yeah, it's all right. So Northampton.
Oh, Louise.
We played. Louise is my girlfriend, and that's why he's doing the whole text thing. Anyway, so yeah, we played Northampton. We played The Bear, which is just a fucking pub, and they moved the tables out of the way and create a stage there.
Yeah, but the first time we were there, we rocked up and they gave us £150 bar tab to spend between the lads.
And
fed us.
The hospitality
and
of that
gave us a
venue.
hotel for the night.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, appearances, it just moved some tables out of the way and let us have at it. But probably like one of the most accommodating venues that we've ever, experienced, right?
It makes my top 5.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, stage-wise and shit, it's obviously nothing special. And I think they'd be first time admit that.
Stage-wise reminds me a lot of Escobar. Like Escobar in Leeds reminds me
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, R.I.P. But, yeah, banging guys. They put us up. £150 bar tab, whatever meal we wanted, whatever drinks we wanted. Just a decent bunch of people
we
there.
slept there that night as well.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I said we put us up.
Yeah. That the first ever tour we went on with...
yeah, definitely. I think
who
so.
were we even out with?
Lane End.
Are Lane End still around? I don't know. And Structure of Abortion. Let's have a check.
All right. As I tell you the story, Nate's going to check if Lane End are about. Don't interrupt me though, yeah?
Here you go.
All right. So this one's about Batty just fucking absolutely KOing himself. So we're playing a gig, and there's a video of this on YouTube actually, and we'll put it into the description anyway of this video, of this podcast. So we're playing, and we're, killing it, having a good little time. Got a few people dancing down the front. We brought a few fans down as well. This is quite early days in OHG as well, so to bring the people down that we did, a fucking massive show. Like, we had all our boys there from Oracle, like back in the day, like those guys were there. And yeah, last breakdown at night, Consumer BD. I'm just about to set it all off. Odd, hollow, green. And yeah, like 2 seconds into breakdown, Batty decides to just fucking bring his guitar into his forehead and try and marry it to. And before you know it, there's a sea of red, isn't there?
Pissing, wasn't it?
Pissing, absolutely pissing out of his fucking bonds, the stupid bastard. Grabbed his guitar, rammed it into his forehead, cut all his eyebrow open, and me and Joe were in the hospital with him in A&E in Northampton for about 3 or 4 hours that night. We all had work in the morning. That was lovely. Got back into Leeds probably about 5 a.m. or something like that. But
so not
nice little story there.
A video on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description.
So yeah.
All right, what's your story?
Just before we finish that story, Lane End, as we mentioned before.
Yeah.
I believe still active.
Ah, sick.
4th of November 2017 was their last post.
Well, it is 2018 now, lads.
I get that, mate, but also that's only about 6 months ago, and they dropped an album, so whether...
Fucking hell, they're doing a full length.
Well, I don't know if they're playing that, I don't know if they're...
Nice.
Get in touch, see if them Lane Boys are still about.
Yeah, sick. Maybe we'll play something from that album.
So, yeah.
Alright, story 2, go for it.
Story 2, okay, so my story comes... Oh, it's not actually a show. It's after a show. We're travelling back, and you'll be able to tell me a bit more about it because I can't remember the full ins and outs of it.
All right.
But we just spent our lovely evening with a lovely set of people. I would fully imagine. Travelling back, boys are a bit peckish.
Mm-hmm.
Stop off at local Mackies.
Okay.
Jump inside.
I know where this is going.
Jump inside, get some scran and I'm fancying a strawberry milkshake.
Yeah.
You know, as you do at whatever time. So we sit back in Bob's X5 at the time, and it was perfectly set up. It couldn't not. So a bit of context to it. Me and Jack have a thing for Ryan Gosling, you know.
Yeah.
We've got a thing for Ryan Gosling, and the actions he portrays is something we like to do. So Bob's X5.
We live for Ryan Gosling.
He's my hero.
My hero, yeah. My hero. It's just that name alone just speaks volumes to us in particular, doesn't it? Yeah.
A lot.
It's a weird life, Ryan Gosling.
In fact, forget his first name, Ryan. It's all about Gosling.
And forget about the Lynn, actually.
It's just about Gos, innit?
Yeah.
So we like Gosin, in the words of Carl Pilkington. But
this is the most fucking moronic thing that we do. Apart from headbutting doors, what Nath does, and fucking slamming each other, slamming shit over Nath's head, this is probably the most stupidest, moronic, dumb, numbskull, fucking knuckle-dragging thing that we do.
So we pull up, we're in parking bays. Bob's X5 to the right, perfectly sat next to Ryan's Biffabin VW Polo, whatever it is.
Golf, innit?
No disrespect to Ryan's car, or it does us a massive favour travelling us about on
You're
that.
not carophobic, are you?
No, but we sat there and I'm coming to end of my
and I think it's
and
you
that.
and Bob in front and me in back, right?
Yeah. So I'm sat in passenger seat up front and wind my window down to get Ryan's attention. I'd say something to him about us setting off, but he's ignoring me talking to...
Mm-hmm. Big time in you.
Who is he talking to?
He's talking to Joe and then Batty's in the back.
Joe and Batty in the back. No, Batty and then
around.
Wood in the back.
Ah, okay.
And Ryan won't listen to me or give me any attention. So it was only right that I discarded the rest of my milkshake.
And the thing is, in my head, now that I've had time to mull it over, there is only one reasonable fucking thing to do in that situation, and it's exactly what you did. Yeah.
Discard the milkshake.
If cunt's ignoring you, cunt's gonna get got.
Cunt's gonna get gozzed. So I discarded the remnants of my milkshake from the cup into my mouth and proceeded to ejaculate it all over his driver's window. But it's a be there moment. It's probably not going to be that funny, but Ryan wasn't looking. Ryan didn't know it had happened. And the first thing I saw as this milkshake had dribbled its way down his window was Batty's face in the front, which was a picture because obviously just seeing this milkshake land on Ryan's car. Joe in the back, he's creasing, laughing his head off. And then next thing we know, Ryan's turned round to be greeted with this red wall of milkshake.
You could even see the shadow that it's making on his face, couldn't you, from behind the glass?
And he
vivid.
Genuinely, he's never been so mad with either of us because, we were all howling.
Yeah.
He's never been so mad with me ever in his life, and I apologise now, Ryan. In fact, I wiped it off his car when we arrived.
No, but it got a little bit worse than that, didn't it? Because...
Well, Joe Wood proceeded then on the way home.
No, but even before that, I were good and you chuck the whole fucking thing, chuck the whole thing. And then before you knew it, the whole fucking cup were over.
Yeah, but we'll not talk about that because he just gets even more pissed off. But it was funny, but it wasn't funny because Ryan hates us doing things
we
to his
feel
car
like
anyway.
we'd gone a little bit too far.
For the first time, I'd gone too far.
Yeah.
And
for the record, we did clean it off when we got
when we got back, it was cleaned right off. But what made the whole thing worse was the fact that obviously we couldn't speak to Ryan on the way home. We're in a completely different car.
Fuck, I think he'd have murdered us.
Is that not the same night that he got pulled over as we'd pulled back into the street?
Yeah, he got pulled over by the police.
Because he'd had that much gear in the back of the car.
Low riding.
It was low riding, so
Sparks.
he was already in a bad mood. He'd been pulled over by the police. The police were obviously talking to him about it, and he was giving them shit about it.
He were giving him some
proper attitude.
Yeah, my lips around your bell end.
And then we went on to clean it, but as we were cleaning it, Joe Wood decided to try and explain to Ryan why it was so funny that it had happened. But it wasn't funny, and it just made everything worse. It's probably not even that funny, but I was howling, and it was probably one of the funniest things. Every time I get a strawberry milkshake now, it reminds me of it.
Yep.
But I do want to just finish that little bit off by saying, I'm sorry, Ryan. I probably will do it again at some point.
Just know that whenever we're about, and your car is about, it's not safe.
Or your mum.
Or
we will spit on your mum.
Yeah. Right in the cunt. Oh. Okay. Anyway, we'll leave that in. So, song 2, what are you bringing to us? And I hope it's not Blur.
It's not Blur, it's Blue. So, the song I'm bringing to you comes from a band which was...
highly recommended, right?
Recommended to us on our page, following the... What's the word I'm looking for? The line of independence. I hope I say this right. Harbinger.
Yeah, I believe that's how it's said.
And this song, I went for the most popular one by number on Spotify because I'd never checked these boys out. I'm glad I have now.
I thought you were going for one above it.
No, I'm going for The End of Time.
Ah, okay. I quite liked Humanity's Limit, but we'll go for End at Time. It's your song, innit?
Yeah, it's your
It's not about me, this one, is it?
Wind your neck in, and you'll find your car covered in milk.
Fuck off, here's The End of Time. So that was The End of Time by Harbinger. Nif, what do you think of that?
Fuck off. We said we're not doing that shit anymore.
Alright, fair enough.
No, it's a good song. I probably going to check them boys out a bit more, hopefully.
Yeah, don't start reviewing it, mate.
I'm not, but what I'm saying is those boys are from London. I would like to get down to London and see what they're about.
We are actually in London, not too far from this time, are we?
We're playing with the boys from last week's episode.
Yes, Arkdown. Our friends
Week 1 or
Arkdown.
week 2?
Pardon?
Were they on week 1 or
They're week 2. They're
Week
week
two.
2, yeah.
Lost my head.
Uh-huh.
Arkdown and the
Yeah,
weight
man.
of Atlas.
Yep, so we're playing with those guys. Also, just a little note to everyone else. We talked about our Leicester show coming up, April 13th. Well, it's no longer April 13th due to unforeseen circumstances. And it is now May 1-1. That's 1-1 as in 11. May 11th at the Shed on Hollow Ground. Headliner, be there.
But also, by the time you listen to this, that date will be tomorrow.
Oh, will it?
Yeah.
Fuck me, you can do some calendar maths in your
So,
head, mate, because I couldn't do that.
So if you listen to this and you had plans to come out tomorrow to see on Hollow Ground, fuck off, you're not coming.
You're not coming?
But
You can go see
do
Isolate.
go down and see Isolate. Our boys
Yeah.
from Isolate, yeah, they're
Go
still
see
playing
other
it.
bands who are on as well.
Yeah, go see them boys
Yeah,
at the
man.
Shed.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll be back on the
Chee.
11th of May, like he said.
Sick. All right. Yeah, nice. Now we've got one little last segment.
No,
that
we
I
haven't.
thought-
We haven't. I've got something for you, my friend.
Have you?
I have.
What have you got?
I've got some questions that were left on our page, my mate,
Oh yeah.
which I want to take to you.
Should we do this for then food for thought afterwards? Then?
Yeah, of course we can, because food
Sick.
for thoughts is something for people that got to bed on and sleep.
I'm hungry, innit? Hungry.
Hungry. Oh, that's horrible. All right, so a couple of questions from a geezer that followed us from day one, actually, which happens to be 2 weeks ago, but as it goes. Braden Everett commented on one of our posts saying, "Love the gig stories, could listen to them for hours." Well, that's a good job, because hopefully by the end of this little thing we're doing, you're going to
Yeah.
have a few to listen to.
You've at least got like 10 minutes of stories now between all the episodes.
So we'll do another 6 in 11 hour.
Hey.
But the question is, tell us your favourite gigs you've been to, favourite you've played and why, etc.
Oh god, I'm not prepared for that. I ain't got a fucking clue. Do you know?
Favourite gigs I've been to, maybe aren't even in this scene. I've been to see, fuck me, Chewbacca just knocked on door, give us a minute. Favourite shows I've been to, potentially when I was a bit younger and I first started getting into this scene. My favourite band as a kid, and probably still now, even if I don't like what they're releasing at the minute, is a band called You86. You've probably all heard of them, but we used to go.
Oh really? Do you think they've heard of them?
Me and all my mates
It's
used
just
to go.
this local band called You86. They got 200 likes on Facebook, haven't they?
Yeah, MySpace band and that. But me and like, I don't know, 15 of my mates used to go down, get pissed up and go see them, and it used to just be a good laugh. So that
Sick.
was really good. Parkway Drive were mint. And
What about the story you told last week about Born of Osiris at Key Club? That were a fucking mammoth show, wasn't it?
Yeah, what if I throw another story in right now about Parkway Drive when Johnny and Ben licked that bald guy's head and got me chinned?
Ah,
That
there
was
is that.
That was one of the first shows I'd ever been to with you.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the first show we ever wanted to go.
Our boy Chedja will come in, but then he wasn't coming because he had migraine, but then he did end up coming.
And he brought me along.
And he took you, and then we met you, and friends of ours, John Milner and Ben Robertson, decided it'd be mint to lick this guy's in front head who were bald. They licked his head, and he turned round, and no word of a lie, just as Parkway Drive dropped the first breakdown of their set, this bald guy turned round and fucking lamped me. Because he thought it was me that had licked his head. So for the whole of that first song, though, me and this guy scrapping in the pit. Never had a fight in my life. And this guy's trying to do me in because apparently I licked his little bean.
Crowd Kill TV.
Yeah. So actually, even though that was a mint gig, I spent half an hour trying to find him and chin him, but it never happened, did it? So.
Fair enough. Sounds good to
What
me.
have your favourite gigs been?
Probably just some of those that you mentioned anyway, but like to play. One of the best shows I've ever played was Riverside, Newcastle, for the Linkin Park, the Chester Bennington thing. Just like some of the footage we got from that is absolutely unreal. Of course, like our Key Club shows have all been fucking amazing. Like, you know, almost like selling out your hometown venue it's just fucking unfathomables.
Unfathomable.
Yeah, but I don't know, like
Aberdeen.
Yeah, Aberdeen, of course. Yeah, Aberdeen were absolutely smashing. But like
Aberdeen were number one for me. For us to travel.
Aberdeen were incredible. Yeah,
we were like what 5 hours away from home.
More like 7.
7 hours away from home. And I'm not gonna say the place was sold out, but there were fucking heads there.
Well, there was like 60, 70, maybe even 80 people, probably pushing it a little bit. And to have that in Aberdeen, where we'd never fucking played before, had a decent response on Facebook. Before. Yeah, same here. Yeah, with our friends Bearers of Divide, for us to go up there and play with the bands up there, and to just have that pull, man, just to fucking.
Everyone went off as well, right?
Yeah, and there is some footage on Facebook of like us playing break stuff and that, but. And that one was just like a fucking massive thank you to everyone for playing. Yeah, stage invasion, stage diving. To get a response like that, when you're 7 hours away from home, just shows that you're doing something right to me. You know what I mean?
Courage.
So, yeah. But I think, should we wrap it up on that one?
Yeah, let's go food for thought.
Food for thought. Now, this is just a new segment I thought we'd just introduce at the end. It's food for thought.
Do you know a take on food for thought?
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to do it. You do it.
Food for thought.
There we go. That's better.
Sick. And basically, I just thought to myself, it could be something that everyone takes away from an episode that you listen to. And I just want everyone to think about how social media and how the internet has just completely altered the way that we all, listen to music, experience music, find out about bands. It's no longer about like, collecting CDs or fucking a record collection, it's all so digitized and it's all just so readily available. It's just, maybe that's something you could all think about, your opinions. It'd be good to see, if you think that's a good thing or if you think that's a bad thing. There's obviously a long list of pros and cons that go with that. I don't know what your opinion of it is.
Yeah, look, I grew up in an era where it started this way. Like, when I started listening to music, it was all about going on iTunes and
MP3 players,
and stuff like that. And now we're at a time where it's there for free. I mean, you pay £9 a month for Spotify. You get any song in the world.
So fucking easy, yeah.
But that also has such a mad spin on the fact that you don't actually have to leave the house anymore to listen to a band. Like I watched a documentary last night about music production by Dr. Dre. And there was a bit of footage on it. It's crazy. Bruce Springsteen was on one of these episodes, and the crowd he was playing to. But not only that, he just dropped. I think it was a single he recorded with Irvine, one of the main guys from this documentary. Anyway, he's mad famous now. But he just released a single, and the crowd that he was playing to off this one single before he'd released albums and whatever was fucking stupid.
And that is something that you would never get today.
You're never going to get that. But
never.
I think that's based on the fact that I can now just go onto YouTube and type in On Hollow Ground Live or Bring Me Horizon Live, and I can get that gig experience from home through a decent set of speakers that cost me £100 and a £9.99.
And you can feel like you're there because you can, there's live commentary on these videos these days. You can like and you can fucking put your emojis in as you're watching. Share it about, and if you get bored, you just check out and you check something else.
So you don't actually need to pay that £15 to go to a gig, but also put it on the other foot. There is someone that's paid £15 for that gig ticket and has watched that whole gig through their phone screen because they stood and filmed that so that someone can sit home and watch it on YouTube
for free.
So what sort of gig experience are you getting if you're going to go spend your time watching it through a phone screen?
I mean, like, obviously, this isn't Importance of Independence. Our podcast isn't a place where we're going to get negative or anything like that, but there is just something about going to a gig and being on your phone the entire night. And I don't mean texting your girlfriend back or texting your boyfriend back or whatever you're doing. It's just more that watching something through your screen, like your eyes are like one of the most powerful tools, like one of the most powerful senses. And to just kind of restrict that and fucking almost put blinders on and start watching it through this frame of your phone, it's just a bit bonkers, isn't it? And it's just how the internet and phone culture and shit like that has just completely changed in the past 20 years. And I'm not trying to sound negative or anything like that, but it's just really strange, isn't it, to think that you'd go somewhere and you wouldn't go somewhere and put a picture frame in front of your eyes, would you, and watch it all through that? Because it's practically the same thing.
I don't know. The way the world's going, it very much is that now. You can't
Yeah.
I don't think you can find any sort of artistic outlet that isn't documented on the internet.
Yeah, totally. And
so it's not just music.
And it's awesome. It's there for us, but at the same time, like, it also kills and fucking chokes a lot of the life out of, a lot of independent music.
I mean, the title of this podcast, The Importance of Independence, doesn't just matter to music. I mean, that's what we focus our kind of energy towards, but it's important to be independent in anything you do, and important to try and succeed in any sort of independent activity you're trying, or any artistic outlet you're trying to promote. But I guess it's the same in any kind of field. Like, you're always going to struggle due to the way the world's going and the social media aspect of things.
Yeah, and constantly just, searching and hunting and try to jump on top of your numbers and make sure that your social profile is, on par or above anyone else who's doing the same sort of shit as you, and it's incredibly competitive.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. Food for thought. Just think about next time you're at a gig.
If you're hungry, fucking get eating. If you've got a Cornish pasty, eat it.
Just think about next time you're at a gig, whether you're watching it and kind of taking in that vibe, or if you're that person who is watching it through your phone screen, or if you're next time you boys play a gig, I'm filming the whole thing on Snapchat or Facebook Live. I look like a right kid. Yeah. No, but honestly, think about what you're doing and what you're actually doing to support the independent music scene. We've got a lot of friends here, or who will be listening to this, who I know for a fact do a lot to support the scene. They'll go to them local gigs, they'll pay that £5-6 to get into a show and support the bands that are putting the time and effort in when potentially they're not succeeding to an extent they'd like.
And I think that's probably a good way just to say as well, every song that we do play on this programme, we do actually purchase properly just to help out those bands, just that small bit, whether it's 69p on iTunes and you're going to get like a third of it or whatever. It's a small little, sacrifice on our part to, hopefully provide some people with some new music,
Don't spend it all at once.
Yeah, fucking go for it. 30p or something.
Yeah. Probably not even that.
2 Milky Ways, isn't it?
Yeah. We could just watch it through fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
But that's it for this week. Check back next week, where hopefully, fingers crossed, we might well have a little special guest for you.
Special guest, yeah.
We've had a bit of interest actually from a few people we know. Mr. Ghost Music himself, Toyin.
Toyin St. Hilaire. We've had our boy Rob in contact. People from our band.
Been begging for it.
Also been begging for it.
But also
a bit of dick to get on programme.
If you listened right the way through to this very moment in time and you know anybody that wants to be on this show or podcast, whatever it is, send them our way, because we'd love to start doing that, and hopefully, we'll out-tech ourselves at some point and get a fucking GoPro up and film us doing it, and you can watch us necking these dark fruits and smoking zoots and that.
Okay, no. Alright then, see you in a bit.
Yeah, ta-ra, fuck off. Until next time, cunt.